started as a simple idea. Produce 1 million liters of oil in a single calendar year. No shortcuts, no handouts, just me, a line of credit, and a stretch of land here in Ray County, Missouri. The rules are simple. I've got 10 years to build an operation capable of doing the impossible. The first few months, I can't plant, I can't build. I can only take contracts. How well I do determines everything. My budget, my line of credit, and how far this dream can go. To hit the goal, I'll need 18 oil factories and more than 2 million liters of crops. Canola, sunflower, or even rice, we'll see. But there's a catch. If my net worth ever drops below zero, it's over. The bank freezes me out and I am forced to sell to stay alive. So here in Ray County, it's not just about farming anymore. It's about building an empire 1 liter at a time. This is the 1 million liter oil challenge. Welcome back to the oil challenge. We are starting year 4 of this 10-year challenge. Last episode, we finally got some oil produced. And we also rebuilt our greenhouses in our new production area. We now have 6 greenhouses instead of 2. This should turn into close to $1 million a year just off of lettuce. Now, money's not necessarily important in this challenge. It's being able to generate enough goods, well, that being canola and sunflower, to generate 1 million liters of oil in 1 calendar year. So by the time year 10 starts, we need to have all the oil productions that we need all loaded and firing. We'll see how we do to get there. I'm still thinking we might be able to pull it off. We have a good amount over here already processing for us, which is just going to really add to our revenue. Let's take a look at time-saving stock check right now. We do have $85,000 worth of canola oil. In July or late June, our dried soybeans are going to be ready to be sold at $338,000. Lettuce is already up to $54,000 after just basically a month worth of production there. Super huge, super huge. So I am having commitment issues as we're trying to wrap up 2025 here, and I hope everyone I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. This is going to come out before Christmas. So as I was saying, I'm having commitment issues. I did talk about getting rid of this. We're going to hold off on any major changes to our farmyard, which is, it's lacking until the new year. So let's find our big tractor on over here. We need to get the spreader going because I believe we have a couple fields that need lime. Let's double check at the state of everything. Field 18, we do have some canola growing in it, so 19, 6, and 21 are going to need lime applied today. So if we look at the statistics here, or the soil consumption, they don't say they need lime, but we're applying it anyway so we can get the 95% bonus. And, you know, I've got to be honest with you guys, I lost track if this is the cycle to do so. We're going to do it either way. So the other goal of today's episode is going to be getting sunflowers planted for the first time. So between now and when we can plant sunflowers, we're going to want to see if a nice planter shows up on the used market for us. And if that doesn't happen, we'll have to buy one at full price. We have $353,000 and a $1 million line of credit that we could dip into. We're not really wanting to dip into that line of credit yet until I make those decisions that I kind of want to make. And it's really, all the decisions are around where we're going to live long term. Haven't really found a plot of land that I want to build on. I am, just to let you know, still debating buying the farm behind us. And the proximity to everything still works out really well with all the fields that we've purchased. So that's the plan. Oh, okay. We did lime on here. So, you know, I thought we only had one field to do lime on. And I think the field in the background, yeah, that one has lime. So this is the only one that we need to prep. And we can quickly get to planting season. But back to the topic at hand. Haven't really found a plot of land that I want to design my own farmyard on in this build, and those of you that are, you know, following the channel, I'm going to get my itch of building in the old school challenge. If you've watched the first 2 episodes of that, that sign was in the way, guys. You do know that we're going pretty hard at building out where we live right away instead of just buying equipment, and it's a fun playthrough. Check it out. We'll have another episode of that coming out before, I think that'll be on the 26th, so that'll be right after Christmas. But let's go ahead and fill up on lime. I'm not sure how much we're gonna need here, but we'll get a full tank here and make sure we have enough just to get started. And lime doesn't really eat up much cost, so it should be pretty good. But yeah, so I really like that farm on here, and I wanted to build my own on this map, but just really would rather focus on the challenge and the time that it takes for it. And, you know, an established farmyard, and look at all the things that they have over there. We could start getting some animals as well, just to kind of mix up the series. It is all about oil, but I would like some things to mix up the playthrough. You know, it is a longer playthrough than we're used to on this channel, so it should end up being pretty good, though. I really feel like we're getting into the thickness, or the you know, the main part of this series right now. You know, in the middle of the story, it's starting to build to the climax. We're gonna finally get a planter today and get sunflowers planted, and we are keeping track of how many liters we're able to generate per field right now. And I'll, you know, start sharing that as it's relevant, but we will collect that data on the canola on field number 18 when we do harvest that in an upcoming episode. And then we need the data, I believe, for this field for canola still. We have it for the field behind us and the field behind the trees. So we will be starting to collect the data for sunflowers as we get those planted. I think we might go kind of debating if we're gonna do all 3 sunflowers or mix it up. Taking a peek at our drying production, we could do corn. So I think we will plant corn in one of them, and we'll end up drying the corn as well. We could dry oats too, which might be kind of interesting. We could dry the sunflowers too. So that one of the things is, as we get deeper into this, we can, you know, decide if we're going to if it makes financial sense to dry the things to make more money, or if we're going to turn them into oil. And we might do that with some of the canola to our left to just have a ridiculous payday on that. I think canola turns out a little more yield than soybeans. I just don't know the cost, or not the cost, but the selling price of all the other dried goods. And we can take a look at that here in a second. Let's get turned around, get going. And yeah, 70%, we're still good, but let's take a look at that for a little bit while we're on a good track there. So dried barley, not too great. Canola, I think we probably are better off with the oil. Dried corn, I don't know which one is going to qualify here. Looking at the pictures, I believe it's this one. So 1900, oats 2400, that's not bad. Sorghum, a little decent price there, but you know, soybeans was the big dollar amount, was 6,800. Sunflowers at 3,200. We'll probably double check that when it comes time to put it into the oil production, or we could split it both ways, but I definitely want to keep the dryer going. So we'll get corn in one of these fields for that this time around. And it's always fun to plant corn. I don't do it very often on the channel, so we'll get to some corn on this playthrough, and it kind of fits. We're in Missouri. I have a feeling they do a little bit of corn in Missouri. Ray County, to be specific. If you guys are looking for the map, it is a No Creek Farms map on his itch. You can also get updates on it if you follow him on Patreon. I believe he does have a free tier to get some information on upcoming maps that he is generating. They are all going to be PC only. He does not submit them to ModHub or try to even get them onto ModHub for console. Just the way it is with some of the map makers, and the features they add are just not compatible with console. So around the headland, we're at 42%. We'll try to get as much as we can done of this and then go refill, but I think we'll probably rejoin you when there's something else to talk about. There is our new planter. We should be able to handle this. We have over 400 horsepower. This thing requires less than 400, so we should be good. Wasn't sure if we're gonna need a weight or not. We're gonna buy some liquid fertilizer. I think we'll drop 3 tanks and see what that does. And just fill this up, and I think we have, gosh, I hope it holds more than that. Now, is that extra tank just for looks then? That's unfortunate. I was hoping this was gonna be extra capacity, but that doesn't seem like much. We bought a ton. So we'll have to bring that around with us, but we're gonna head on over to the bulk buying station for corn. And yeah, it's pulling okay, a little slow. Get up to speed, but I think we'll be okay. I think we have plenty of horsepower, and this is a huge boy, so these jobs should be pretty quick. Here in March, we're gonna be planting 2 of our fields with sunflowers, and in April, we're gonna get some corn in the ground. We will have to get some weeding done as well. So today we're gonna really focus on getting the sunflower in the ground and the weeds taken care of. And I think after that, the next episode we'll get corn in the ground and the canola harvest. And we do have the double application activated for fertilizer right now. So we'll definitely be utilizing that. So we only have to do 1 pass on fertilizer. And oh, cut it too sharp there. Cut it too sharp there. Let's fix this without super strength though. There we go. Now we should be able to come right over here and get our seed added. Beautiful. Look at that going in. Filling up both sides. We're going to have 3,500 seed and 1,500 liquid fertilizer. And I do want to start with the closest field here. We're going to do the field in front of us and the field to the left. And the field behind me is going to end up being corn. So let's get this unfolded and see this bad boy in action. Some of you may have seen the RP version of Riverbend Springs, and we use this planter re-downloaded at this point. I think it's a different version of it. It was pretty not the best back then. And let's go ahead and get everything set up here that we need. Gosh, this is going to be so quick. Get that activated. Start cruising here. Definitely don't need that open. Let's make sure everything is applying correctly. Yep, double fertilizer. We've got sunflowers going in. Enjoy. Let's get this done. That's way too fast, though. Now enjoy. I'll see you on the other side. And that will complete the planting session on the first field. Definitely need to fold this up to drive around. Was going to go ahead and head on to the other field. While that's doing that, let's grab the John Deere. We need to check on something though. Yeah, that turned out good. Let's go to our production, and I want the oil. We can hold 50,000 in here, so we're good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we weren't going to slow down production due to anything weird there. So we're gonna grab the smaller weeder, and we're gonna get the worker going on that while we move on to the next field. Could use a front weight on this, but I think we'll be okay. Not even gonna worry about horseplay or anything. I'm just going to use the generic worker here. Let them take over. We're gonna head on over to the next field, and we might look into a roller to get up to, you know, the maximum yield bonus here. We're not using precision farming. So we did mulch the fields based on the way we harvested them. We didn't, you know, we didn't drop any straw. So all of them were mulched, and we can, you know, double check that here. Yeah, you can see all of the fields are mulched. Yeah, all of our fields are mulched at least. And let's go ahead and unfold this again. This one will take a little bit longer. Not gonna be able to do a full time lapse of this planting like we did the last one. But hopefully they'll get done with that weeding. And by the time we get done planting over here, and then we can also swap to searching for the right roller that we want. And while that's taking its sweet time, we have plenty of horsepower for this big boy. And that's what we're gonna wanna buy, is the biggest one, 27 meters wide. This other one is, it's good size, 12 meters, but to get those jobs done in, you know, maximum time and maximum speed, we're gonna want the biggest possible implements. We are saving money for an upgraded harvester as well. All right, she's lowered down now. And we are on the field, starting to plant not soybeans, I keep calling it that, sunflower here. Cruise control set at 14 using real-time speed. Real speed over, or whatever it's called, the real speed override mod. Real speed limit, I think it's called. But going good, 80% fertilizer still. I think we will probably have enough. It did not use a ton, and the numbers are staying pretty close, 86 and 79. That's not bad of a ratio. I imagine if we were doing a single application of fertilizer, we would be pretty happy with how long the fertilizer is lasting, but we're doubling down right now, so it's going a little bit quicker. And finishing the headland here with still over 1,000 liters of fertilizer. So like I said, I think we're gonna be fine to get this done. I am gonna head over to the longer part of the field and start doing the ups and downs over there first. And gosh, 1, 2, 3, 5 passes is all we're gonna need. Right equipment for the right job. This is exactly what we're wanting to get to. Is to be able to get these jobs done so much faster so we can keep moving quickly through this series. You know, another 6 years to get through. It's moving. We're moving. Let's get her done. And I can't lie, I am beyond happy with our decision to buy this case planter. It is making our lives so easy here with how quick we can get these jobs done. We're super excited to see how quickly we can plant sunflowers in the field to our left when the time comes. Not bad. All planting for March is complete. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy home, and we will then start looking at rollers and hopefully giving them enough time to get done with the weeding over there. You know, a little smaller width on the weeder, so it's going to take them a little bit longer to get that job done, but we'll figure it all out. Now, we did use most of our budget, so we will have to dip into the line of credit to get this roller. 115,000, so we will, you know, purposely take that amount out. Let's go ahead and draw funds here. 115, 000. And 1,200 is going to be the payment, so we'll have to keep that in mind. But we also want to purchase the actual thing that we got the money for. Oh, this will be tough to get out of here. Let's see if we can trick it here. There we go. All right, let's get this over to that first field, see how they're doing with weeding, and wish us luck. Completed the task. All right, we're going to stop right now. We're going to grab this, get them over to the other field instantly. I mean, that timing's pretty perfect. And away they go. So we'll start heading back here with this and, you know, do our first rolling here on the oil challenge. Really get that yield bonus as high as possible. Canola field's looking really good. Let's make sure we do have the 97% yield bonus over here. We do, so if we would have rolled that, I believe we would have been at 100. Next time. Yeah, and they're making good progress already. They're flying. Perfect. All right, we are rolling, literally. And we got the weeder going in the other field like we mentioned. And we're going to do this without speed override. We're just going to cruise at the 15 that it allows us. Oh, we are. Let's just do the right speed here, because it is going to, we're going to get backed up. So if we do this too fast, they're not going to be done weeding. But what a gorgeous field this is looking. I love the look of a rolled field. Let's get an even better look of it there. And then we can even do one of these here. Turn around. Take a nice look at it. We're going to run into a bush, aren't we? Ruin my moment. Oh boy, there's that overlap we were talking about on the outskirts of these fields. A couple episodes we were talking about that, but there we go. Should be fine, and if we run into more, we do. But yeah, that was kind of comical. Yeah, not as easy to just do one pass on the middle of the field for the roller, but that's all right. Making good progress here. I just love it. Don't know what it is about it. Just looks so nice. This should take us up most of the middle of the field here. Get the rolling done. I imagine they're making pretty good time. I don't know if they're on the headlands yet, but if we make it a little bigger, they're close to the headlands, so not a ton of time to wait before we're able to freely roll that field. Just a tiny part of this pass here we're gonna have to turn around and get, just some really maximize it so we get real good data here. The back corner, I did my best back there. There's not much I'm gonna be able to do. I'm not that good of a driver to back this thing up. Same with planting back there. And a tiny little section to finish here. We're gonna roll all the way to the end of the field though, so we don't put any tire tracks on it. I just think it looks so much better that way. And that's another job complete and a field ready to just grow and be left alone with 100% yield bonus. Look at that. That is glorious. And we're just hanging out here waiting for them to finish the last part of the headland here. They did the inner headland and now they're doing the outer headland. Time's flying. We're doing great. I'm loving how quickly we're able to make progress with the right equipment. And if we go this way, we can get started now. We'll just have to get them off the field once they're done. There we go. Just gorgeous. Let's double check this one too while we're letting them get a little head start. Yep, 100. Phase 1 of 8. Let's get it done. And we are starting the ups and downs at this point, and I'm going to wish you all a Merry Christmas. We're going to finish this off camera, and we will see you again on the 26th for some old school survival, and then finish up the year with a couple more videos. But come January, we're going to be back to a full schedule. No more of these 1 or 2 videos a week that we've been doing lately. We're going to get back at it, guys. So I'm going to finish this, like I said. Merry Christmas. I'm Socks Way Up. I will catch you on the next episode.